In my early 30s, I was employed at a post-acute recovery center. These institutions are designed to assist individuals who are grappling with the aftermath of an accident, surgery, or similar incidents to regain their mobility and life quality through physical therapy and round-the-clock nursing care. I was assigned to the neurodegenerative disease ward. The patients here were long-term, and most of them spent their remaining days in this facility. Despite being labeled as the neurodegenerative disease ward, our patients were those suffering from enduring or permanent brain-related conditions. Just as I had signed in for the night shift and received the report from the day shift nurse, I was standing at the end of the corridor, leaning against the wall, going over the notes I had taken from the previous nurse. As I was engrossed in my notes, I felt what could only be described as a hand slowly dragging its fingers across my stomach. I recoiled and looked around, but I was utterly alone. While I don't have a specific story about call lights, it was a common occurrence to have call lights in vacant rooms activated, even in rooms where the wires attached to the call button were disconnected from the wall. Some nights, the nurses would be forced to respond to several phantom calls from empty rooms. At the very end of one of our corridors was a perpetually vacant room. The heating-cooling system was broken, so patients were never assigned there. The nurses and aides would use that room for privacy during personal phone calls, to use the restroom in peace, or for any other activity that required some solitude. One evening, I went into that room's bathroom to freshen up my makeup and fix my hair. I left the bathroom door slightly open while I was busy. I was tying my hair into a bun when the bathroom door slammed shut behind me. I spun around in shock and yanked the door back open. The room was empty. One of the patients in the long-term unit was a middle-aged man with severe autism. He was mostly nonverbal, except for a few words he would utter randomly. He was very kind and always had a smile on his face. It was my turn to help him eat dinner the night this story takes place. But this particular night, he behaved completely out of character. I didn't notice at first because I was engrossed in the show we were watching. I failed to notice his attempts to get my attention. He finally resorted to using grunts to call me away from the TV screen. When I did finally notice, he seemed ecstatic about something. His mouth was stretched into a wide grin, and he was pointing at an empty corner in the back of his room. I could clearly see the corner, but nothing else. Then one day, Jane showed up at work and saw Sarah standing at her window, peering out over the employee parking lot. Jane was thrilled and hopped out of her car and gave Sarah a gleeful wave. But Sarah stood motionless and did not react to Jane's exuberant greeting. Puzzled, Jane headed into the building, only to quickly find out Sarah passed away earlier that day.